God had me to use one of my daughters to file a lawsuit. I filed it to get them back in. Went to Atlanta. First time I'd been on an airplane that I recall in my life. We flew to Atlanta, Georgia by night with Constance Baker Motley, who became a federal judge. And another name, I can't get his name right now, young man. He became a federal judge many years later. The governor of Alabama had outlawed the NAACP from working in Montgomery. But we carried it on here after they outlawed the NAACP. But we could have the lawyers from New York working with us. We had our local lawyers. We could have some of those top black lawyers come in to support us. So after I filed that lawsuit, they asked me would I do it. Well, I think they'd ask somebody else, but I was bullheaded and Lord had me where I wasn't too scared. So I did that, filed a lawsuit in my daughter's name, Linda Cal Woods, and on behalf of all the other children out had been put out of school just because they wanted freedom, stood up for freedom and marched, not non-violently, but not violently, but non-violently, were put out of school. I filed that lawsuit, and certainly those lawyers were there. We had local lawyers and had lawyers, those unnamed, from the NAACP. So it wasn't just a Birmingham effort. It was an effort for the entire United States of America. As a result of that, the Civil Rights Bill was born here in Birmingham, Alabama. Not only was the Civil Rights Bill born, but the Public Accommodations Bill came out of Birmingham because of the courage of the people of Birmingham. Stood up together in the face of trials and tribulations. Wouldn't take down. The personnel board rules were attacked here and overcome. Doors began open. We had no black politicians here whatsoever, but we kept on standing up courageously, and because of courageousness that came to us because of the power of God, we kept prayer in the forefront. That's what we've got to do. We're living in an age now, a time, where we must realize that we must be praying intercessors and get in it. If we use our imagination in the emergency room, we're in an emergency room now. When you're in the emergency room, you need some immediate attention. The emergency room of prayer. Cry out to the Lord. One song, the Holy Ghost just brought it back to me, what he brought to me. That we had sung it way back there, I forgot it. It said, I cried, and I cried. I cried all night long. I cried, and I cried until I found the Lord. Then I'm going to say, I prayed until I found the Lord. Y'all help me. Okay. I cried, and I cried, and I cried all night long. I cried, and I cried until I found the Lord. I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed all night long. I prayed, and I prayed until I found the Lord. My soul just couldn't be content. My soul just couldn't be content. My soul just couldn't be content until I found the Lord. My soul just couldn't be content. My soul just couldn't be content. My soul just couldn't be content until I found the Lord. I sang and I sang. I sang all night long. I sang and I sang all
until I found the
My
Lord.
soul couldn't
Be
be content.
content.
My soul,
Just couldn't be
oh,
content.
my soul,
Just couldn't be content.
oh, until I
Found the Lord.
Give me that.
Yeah.